Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Free Exchange of Ideas. I'm your host. I am still going after Governor Gavin Newsom. Here's a new thing for you. I have three articles specifically about Mr. Newsom and Mr. Ron DeSantis having a debate in November. I think currently it's scheduled for November 30th, where they will debate for 90 minutes on the merits of their ideas. I think Governor Newsom has more important things to do, like, I don't know, take care of his state, uh, take care of his constituents, take care of his citizens. We are currently in the middle of a homeless crisis, actually have been for quite some time. San Francisco is probably the poster child for what not to do with your homeless folks. Uh, the a few states are working toward the Supreme Court has made it kind of difficult to do anything about homeless encampments. Not completely, because I know for a fact that we have bulldozed several here in our state, but uh, a lot of it, and forgive the hat, my hair is messed up. I need to get it cut, and as you can see, it's kind of long on the sides, and it's doing funky things in the back. So sorry. Anyway, so I think Governor Newsom has more important things to do in his home state than debate a governor who's running for president, when in fact, Governor Newsom has said specifically, oh, no, I'm not going to run for president. He will. He absolutely will. He thinks he's slicker than owl snot, and he's not. He's not even as slick as owl shit, which is full of mouse bones. And that's where his closet is. It's full of owl shit and mouse bones. There's a lot of bones in his closets. Again, he's Nancy Pelosi's nephew, and he thinks he's the prince, and the crown is his. All he has to do is take it. Well, it's not quite that easy, especially if you have somebody like me or more people like me. I would love to see more people like me dig up his bones and throw them out into the street where everyone can see them. That's what I'm doing. I am using this platform to eviscerate him politically, because if he runs for president, I'm leaving the country. If I have to get on a slow boat to China, it can't be much worse there. They are already trying to do the Biden administration is already trying to turn the United States into California. And if any of you have looked at California that don't live here and say, wow, what a pretty state, it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. It kills me that I have to leave this state in order to survive. Gasoline is at least twice as expensive as any place else in the nation. Currently, AAA, hold on just a second. I'm gonna do this. Why am I typing here? Okay. 331 national average. Today's triple average. There we go. National average of gasoline today, according to AAA, is 381.4. Let's see. And Arizona's average price is $4.66. California's average is over $6. What am I supposed to do with that? I mean, I have a car that gets pretty good gas mileage, generally speaking. I mean, I don't have a Prius, but uh, I have a Honda Civic that gets about 32 to 35 miles a gallon, but it only carries, I think, 11.2 gallons, something like that. I cannot drive to work in a week and not have to fill my tank at least twice. I'm sorry, at least once. So I have to fill it twice, right? Fill it in the beginning of the week, and then I have to fill it again by Wednesday night because I've driven 300 miles. That's a tank of gas for me almost. Uh, and I can't, I mean, at $6 a gallon now, that's $60 plus to fill my tank. I can't afford that. And it's not really, honestly, any better in most states. I mean, the national average for regular is 44.662. Yesterday's average was 4.669. Week ago it was 4.649. Month ago, wait, that's Arizona gap. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're stupid high for some reason as well. Highest recorded average price is $5.38, almost $5, almost 39 cents. Diesel is $5.94. So if you're in a diesel, I hope you get great gas mileage. This is all Arizona. I don't care about Arizona. I wanted the national average, which is what I thought I clicked on. I apologize. Anyway, so it's stupid high, but in California, it's idiotic high. I mean, it's horrendous, and it's not getting any better. And the governor has said what they want to do now. This is just so dumb. Oh, let's go back to the winter blend. You know, it'll take a couple of weeks for them to gear up to do that, but in the meantime, it'll start going down. It still won't get below 4.50 a gallon because now they want to actually add $1.50 to the already $1.05 or $1.08, I don't recall what it is now, taxes on a gallon of gas. That would bring it up to $2.50. We're already paying $6 a gallon for stupidity. And now they want to bring it up another $1.50 for taxes. Gavin Newsom said before the midterm elections, we're about $1 billion in debt. We're in the red. And then when it came time to recall him, he said, no, we're $1 billion in the black. Let me explain something to you as an old accountant. If you are a state that brings in about $27 billion a year in taxes alone, and you're $1 billion either under or over, your accounting is wrong someplace. Or if it's under, you're not charging enough for all the little programs that you have going on. If it's $1 billion over, you're overcharging the people who are supporting you by $1 billion. Think about that. You either have no idea how much money you actually need, or you are stealing money from me intentionally. Because $1 billion, that's 10%, 5% of the entire budget. 5%. That doesn't sound like a lot until you go $1 billion. That's a lot of money. 10% would be 10% would be almost 3 billion. Yeah, so $1 billion, about 5% ish. At any rate, it doesn't sound like very much, does it? Until you think it's $1 billion. We're either $1 billion in the red or $1 billion in the black, but we're not even, which is where we're supposed to be. Several states can do this. It's not rocket surgery. It really isn't. But California seems to have some difficulty figuring out exactly how much money they need or desire. I'm sorry, desire is not the right word because they desire more than they can have. How much they need to run the state, run all the little programs that they have their fingers in, and all that stuff. So between taxes and fees and all those kind of things, yeah, about $27 billion. That's a lot of freaking money to run a state that's supposed to be, I think it's still the 6th largest economy on the planet. If you take away from, if you take California out of the United States and just use what California does, we're about the sixth largest economy on the planet. That's a lot of freaking money. Why do my roads look like potholes? I don't have road. I have ground up asphalt and macadam. Now, old military, I used to build that crap. Freeways, runways, driveways, all that garbage, sidewalks. So I know tar, I know macadam, I know asphalt, I know concrete, I know the new plasticide concrete. I haven't had an opportunity to work with it because it came on after I was out, but um, that's actually a really neat idea. It flexes better, and so it doesn't get all chewed up. Now, out on 880, going northbound and southbound on 101, there's a chunk of freeway on both of those freeways that is just chewed up asphalt from the last rains. It was older asphalt. The rains were coming down super hard for several weeks in a row, not just days, but weeks in a row, coming down hard and beat the crap out of the asphalt and chunked it up. And now we're trying to drive on that. They just took a whole weekend, a 4-day weekend, to close a freeway section of freeway Highway 87 to clean it up. It wasn't nearly as bad as the 101 or the 880. Sorry, I know that's very Southern California. You're saying the 101 or the 880. At any rate, and to quote Tim Pool, but I digress. I want to get back to Governor Newsom. There are things within his state that he needs to focus on so that we can have what we expect to get out of the sixth richest economy on the planet. And we're not getting them. Why are we not getting them? Because he's focusing on the presidency. He says he's not going to run. He says, "Oh no, I'm not going to run this year." Da, da, da. You know, I'm out there trying to help Biden build the war chest. No, he's out there helping DNC to build their war chest. Completely different. Completely different. Because he can tap into that DNC war chest when he runs. You watch. I don't think for a second that Biden will actually finish his run to get to the presidency. I think he's going to have a nasty fall or a really bad brain fart or something that's going to keep him out of the running. The DNC is going to pull him and say he needs to go home, he needs to relax, he needs to recoup. He's not capable of finishing the race. Boom, it's open to everybody. Joe Manchin has stated that he might run for president for as an independent. Joe Manchin is the Democratic senator from West Virginia. They love him in West Virginia. He votes with Republicans as often as he votes with Democrats. He's a very middle of the road guy. I like him a lot. I don't know that I like him enough for president because honestly, I don't know enough about him to make that decision. However, I know plenty about Gavin Newsom, and the answer is no, never, not in a million years. You can't make me vote for Gavin Newsom ever, period. He cannot be anything to me other than the slick snake oil salesman that he is. He is nothing more than that. He's where he is because of his aunt, nothing more. He ran as San Francisco's mayor, and that's where he started doing a lot of very liberal things. And then somehow he wins the Democrat ticket for the governor of the state of California. And then he wins the governorship. And our plant has gone down the toilet ever since. We are in the red by $1 billion. I don't have any doubt of that. But the problem is, we can't look at the books because you plebes wouldn't know what we're doing. The hell we wouldn't. We'd know exactly what you're doing if we could look at the books. They aren't an open source for us to look at. If you want anything on that, you have to do a FOIA request or a California FOIA request. Because a federal FOIA request won't let us look at them, I don't think. Doesn't really matter. They're playing with the money. There's a bullet train they want to build. That was all the way back to Governor. I have Davis, and that's wrong. Anyway, the guy just before Newsom. Uh, um, he was a little out there. He's older. He's like Biden. And he wanted trains. He loves trains. Well, I get it. I like trains. I love trains. I think trains are neat. I love to ride on them. They're very calming. You can get a lot of work done because you don't have this thing about air, and you're not worried about you're not worried as much about it crashing into the ground at 30,000 miles an hour. But the bullet train, the way they've designed it, and I think I talked about this in the last video, from Sacramento to San Francisco to Fresno to Bakersfield, Barstow, Los Angeles, San Bernardino, San Diego, and the and the spur from LA to San Bernardino and San Bernardino to San Diego is still a pipe dream. They call it a pipe dream. It might happen, but we don't know. We can't do it right now. It's not part of our checking point now. But it can never reach its potential because it doesn't have far enough to go to get to its 200 plus mile an hour. I mean, that was their selling point. Sorry, hold on just 1 second. What are you doing? Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, yeah, there's just not enough room for it to get to its available speed. It has an available speed, the track does not. And we've built, or I should say, they have built berms. There's no track laid anywhere, but they've built berms and they've set the system in place to build the track from Merced to Merced, county line to county line, basically. I think it's I want to say it's like 4 or 5 miles of track. It's not county line to county line, but it's very, or not track, but building ready. And then it stopped. Why did it stop? They ran out of money. That is not true either. They didn't run out of money. They ran out of money for the cronies who say, yeah, write off the EPA or the ERAs, which are environmental reports. They just sign them off. So they get a little cash for that. Or they, oh yeah, we can do this with 25 guys. I'm going to take 50 guys. Well, we'll just write them another check for that. Or they say we can do it with 50 guys, but they can actually do it with 25 guys, and but this is what we're going to build. We're going to build for 50 guys. There's a lot of that graft going on in California, which is one of the reasons I think the bullet train isn't being built. There's nothing out of Sacramento. There's nothing out of San Francisco. There's nothing out of Fresno or any. I think Bakersfield has a little piece, but there's no rail there yet. And I digress again because I really want to get back to what Governor Newsom should be doing. He should be sending the federal money back to the federal government because we're never going to build this train. This is going to be Boston's Big Dig, if any of you remember that. This is going to be the tunnel to nowhere in Alaska. Or the bridge to nowhere in Alaska. This is going to be the tunnel to nowhere in Florida. It's going to be nothing. It will never be built. And we will just have holes in certain places or high banks. Because for a bullet train to work properly, it's on a higher plane than your regular trains. So it runs over everything. So it's unlikely that there'll be travel animals above it, that kind of thing. They'll dig tunnels underneath it for that kind of stuff. And a bullet train that hits a deer that weighs 125 pounds at 185 miles an hour is going to destroy the train. It's just a deer, but it will destroy the nose of the train and do serious damage to track. Because if it's low enough to the ground and it's at the right angle and blah, 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 and lift that train just enough to get it off the track and then back down on the track, it's going to destroy that section of track. And the cars behind it will go brrr, and then fall off. It won't take very much. It really won't. That's why I always thought growing up as a kid, we went to Disneyland. I lived in Anaheim. We went to Disneyland all the time. The coolest thing in the world is the monorail. It's above ground. It's on a single track with wheels that hook this way and run the monorail. It's a monorail, like a train, but with one track. And it gets that monorail can get up to 60 miles an hour, but there isn't enough room. Same kind of thing. Not enough room in that area. Nonetheless, the plan is solid. It's a proven product in essence. Elon Musk wants to build his tunnel thing because his tunnels run on super magnets and they go boom and they just take off. and it's a straight shot. He said, I'll do San Francisco to LA, period. Boom, done. Nothing else. Underground, so I don't even really have to get a lot of ERA stuff. ERA or EPA, I don't remember. Anyway, it's EIR, that's what it is, Environmental Impact Report. You won't even have to really do many of those because they'll be so far underground that the only place they have to do them is at the entry and exit points where they're digging down to the tunnel, or bring the train up. Either way, they're going to have to do EIR there. So the government has said no to Musk, although it's a proven product again. He's proven it, and he went and proved it out in the desert in Nevada. So yeah, here, it works. See, check it out. But no, the governor doesn't like the idea because it's not his train. And you can't see it. There's nothing to show off. Elon Musk left California, took his headquarters to Texas, took his gigawatt factory to Nevada because he wanted deals like he was getting with the cars, like he got when he took over the NUMMI plant in Fremont for his cars. He got deals for that. Well, Governor Newsom didn't want to give him any more deals because, well, he's not a Democrat anymore. I don't know what he is. Fuck you. You just sent 5,000 jobs out of state to 2 different states. They're very happy with you right now. I cannot tell you. There aren't enough words for me to tell you how bad Newsom is for the economy or for the state. He's dangerous. He's just plain dangerous. He's a snake oil salesman. He is nothing more slicker than owl shit. Don't follow him. Don't vote for him. I don't care who else you vote for. I honestly don't. I mean, vote your conscience. If your conscience says Newsom, then you should really have your eyes and ears checked and maybe your brain patterns. I don't know. Because he is not the person you might think he is. He is dangerous. He has a closet full of bones and skeletons, and I'm going to bring every one of them that I can find out to show you. This is about a completely unnecessary use of his time in a debate with a man who's running for president when Newsom says he is not. It's a debate to bring Newsom out into the public, to get a bigger showing, to make more people see him. That's all this is about. And he called DeSantis a fool for taking the bait. I don't know. DeSantis is looking for some better visibility as well. So maybe he's not the fool you think he is. In this debate, they have been arguing back and forth about an audience. DeSantis wants an audience. Of course, Fox News wants an audience because they live on that stuff. Newsom doesn't want an audience because he calls it a cheering section. I don't want DeSantis to have a cheering section. Doesn't really matter what you want. If you want to do this gig, then you got to, put up or shut up. Well, he keeps kind of putting up and then kind of backing away. I don't think DeSantis will do it, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, man. You are an ass. There's no way to get around it. You are just a Democrat. You are a wolf in sheep's clothing. Well, maybe not sheep, but alpaca, because he pays really good money for his suits. That's all I got for you today. I want you guys to look into these things. I will tag them in the YouTube thingy down below so that you can go to those articles and read them yourself and find others. There are other articles. I just tagged 3 because those are the 3 that I liked. Remember, even fluffy bunnies have teeth and claws for a reason. Live long, fight hard, win the day. See ya!